and spy is very bad. And your case is death completely, sentence.
1997 was a dark year for Uganda. In February, Archbishop Janan Luwum, International Affairs Minister Charles Oboth Ofumbi, Inspector General of Police Lieutenant Colonel Erinayo Oriema, and a number of other people were arrested on suspicion of treason, tried and convicted.
And if he is found to be spy, his case is a firing squad. He must be handed straight to military police, must be dealt with the military tribunal.
Among those arrested were 15 former and active government officials. One of them was Daniel Nsereko, the Assistant Commissioner of Police. His brother, 76-year-old Peter Nsereko Muwanga, is a former bodyguard of Sir Edward Mutesa. He also served in the Special Forces unit. Muwanga says that when Oboth Ofumbi and Erinayo Oriema were arrested, his family advised Nsereko to go into exile, but he refused, maintaining his innocence. He was arrested in his office.
Nalina mukwano gwange nga akolera mu state research. Kakati najja antemyako nangamba nti Nsereko nti muganda bwe yali mulamu. Naye bw'oba okibuusabuusa jangu ku hoteri nja kusindika abasajja bange bakukwate bakutwale Nakasero. Era museero ye tebajja kutuusako buzibu. Museero yennyini muganda mwe twamusibidde mwe tujja okuteeka.
Muwanga spent the first night with his brother in the cell at the State Research Bureau headquarters and left in the morning. The suspects were tried by the military tribunal headed by Lieutenant Colonel Juma Butabika at City Hall. They were finally convicted on September 7th and transferred to Luzira prisons. Muwanga, who was at that time the prison's chief electrician, switched off the facility's electricity supply so that he could have another chance to see his brother.
Yali mugumu nnyo ne musanga ng'ali ekifi ky'enkoko akatumbugulu. Kakati enaaluma alina akayimba ke yayimbanga Katondo nsembezeeku. Kwe makayimba ku buli lwe nkuwulira jana kaaba. Kumpi nawe newe ndikwatibwa buyinike.
Nsereko urged his brothers to attend his execution at 3 p.m. on September 9th at Clock Tower, where the Usafi Market toilets now stand. He told them he would raise his hands so that they could identify him.
Twasanga abantu bangi nnyo kulokota waabwe nga bali bwe bati. Muganda wange yali wa kusatu. Kuba yavangayo omwomu nga bamusiba ku pipa. Nga bamusiba akantu kano. Amasasi 30 ne gamukuba nga ntwa ne bino pipa eyo baateekamu omusenyu nga mulimu amazzi. Amasasi galeme kufuluma. Bintu bisamukabe pya.
Muwanga says the dead men were buried in a mass grave at the Makshon Bay farm in Luzira prisons. 74-year-old Mary Anyuru was working with Bank of Uganda. At the time, her husband, Abdallah Anyuru, the former chairman of the Public Service Commission, was executed on September 9th in 1977. In 1970, Anyuru had helped a young Yoweri Museveni get a job in President Milton Obote's office. On the fateful day, after a cup of evening tea, Anyuru left his home in Naguru Flats at 6 p.m. in the company of his friend, Ongom. They were heading to a bar.
It was getting late that day, and I was a bit worried. And I said, Mister used not to move a lot, and not till night, like this late night. By now he would have come back.
2 days later, the soldiers who had kidnapped her husband returned with him to search their home.
Some of them were harassing me, and they were telling me, tell us where all the documents are. Tell us. And I was tortured. Anyway, among the clauses, they took a piece of paper. So the paper they took, anyway, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it.
During the trial of the Archbishop Janan Luwum at the Nile Mansions in Kampala, Anyuru read out the letter that was used as evidence against Luwum. Meanwhile, some government officials comforted Anyuru's wife during the time he was in custody. One army officer gave her 60,000 shillings in cash. This is equivalent to 28 million shillings today. She last spoke to her husband on the day he was convicted.
Looking, wondering.
Mrs. Anyuru and her 5 children did not attend her husband's execution. Today, she lives a quiet life in Kampala in a house President Museveni gave the family. Maria Teresa Kabanda's life rotates around her small farm in Entebbe and her deep faith. Every afternoon at 3 p.m., she joins a group of women to recite the rosary. The 71-year-old mother of 4 is the widow of Joseph Kabanda, who was the commandant of Entebbe International Airport. Kabanda disappeared 1 year after the July 1976 raid on Entebbe by Israeli commandos.
Kolagana ye ne President AMIN yali nnungi nnyo ng'era akola nnyo bw'aba n'atambula nga tava ku kisaawe ng'abeerawo paka lwajja ate n'agenda naye n'alyoka avaayo. Bakolanga emikolo nga batuyita nga tugendayo ne mu State House nga tugendayo nga sirabawo mpalana yonna.
On June 28, 1977, at about 10:15 p.m., Kabanda and the Entebbe airport accountant Enoka Ramasheshe were carjacked and kidnapped near Lido Beach. Kabanda's secretary, Margaret Nabankema, and staff in the VIP lounge signed an affidavit saying Kabanda left the airport at 10 p.m.
Naye oluvannyuma baagamba nti between Vete ne Lido Beach kati bali abaamutwala baamugyamu ne bamuteeka mu bbuutu yaabwe kati oli n'avuga Passat mwe yali.
Mrs. Kabanda, who was a telephone exchange supervisor at the airport, solicited help from high-ranking soldiers in vain. His body was never found. These people are among the many who have never found closure over the loss of their loved ones. They simply picked up the pieces and have continued with their lives as best as they can. Gillian Nantume, NTV.